This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so discussing main method, right? Yesterday class. If we check the main method now, public static void main. So on the main method, how many
So
modifiers?
we
Yeah, tell
were
me out.
doing some modifications. We were doing
Yeah,
modifications
yeah,
of
yeah.
main method.
That's all. Yeah, public static void main method is there. Public means what? To give the permission to all packages, right? Give the permission to give the permission to JVM, right? Static means what? Without static means what? Without object creation to give the direct permission to JVM, right? Just to give the direct permission to what JVM, right? Exactly. Because public means to give the permission to JVM, static means direct permission to JVM. Void is a written type. Main is a method name configured in JVM. Stringer args to take which argument guys to take the command line arguments, right? Okay, command arguments guys. Why they are taking the string guys? String means what? If we take the integer array, it can take only integer data, right? If we take the float array, it can take the only float data. If you make the string means what? String can take any type of the tell me guys any type of the data, right? Exactly. Array means what? Array can take what? Any number of values, right? Any number of values, guys. Args it is a variable of which type guys here? It is a variable of which type guys here? A variable of string array type, right? That's all guys. Guys, we're discussing modifications on main method. The first modification is modifier order is not important. We can declare the static public or public static, no problem. The array declarations, guys, the following declarations are valid. String array args, string array args, string args array. In place of string array, guys, it is possible to take the string dot 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 also. So the concept is which concept, guys? Yeah, variable argument concept. Okay, variable argument concept. Yeah, args is a variable name, guys. So in place of args, it is possible to take what any name, right? Because it is possible to take the any name, right? Exactly. Guys, on the main method, total how many modifiers applicable total? Guys, on the main method, total how many modifiers applicable? Should I clearly said on the main method, total how many modifiers applicable means? 9 modifiers applicable, right? Sorry, not 9 guys. On the main method, total how many modifiers applicable? Total 5 modifiers, right? Oh, this is yesterday class notes, guys. Yeah, good. Guys, modifications on main method. So the first modification, modifier order is not important. Second modification is like in place of stringer, it is possible to take the stringer dot dot dot. And in place of args, guys, it is possible to take any name, right? It is possible to take any name. And on the main method, total 5 modifiers applicable, guys. On the 5 modifiers, 2 modifiers are mandatory. What are the two, guys? Public and static is mandatory. But remaining 3, guys, 3 modifiers are optional, right? Final strict FP synchronized is optional, guys. I think we done up to this one, right? Yesterday class. Yeah. Yesterday class, like strict F modifier. Strict F means strict to floating point, guys. Yeah, strict F means strict to floating point. If you see the floating point calculations, basically the floating point calculations are varied from processor to processor and OS to OS, guys. Processor to processor, OS to OS, the values are changed means what? The processor to processor, OS to OS, the values are changed means it is generating the platform dependent output, platform independent output. Guys, it is generating the platform dependent output, platform independent output. It's generating like platform. Hmm. Guys, it's generating platform dependent output, independent output, platform dependent output, right? Like your processor one output, my processor is one output. So it will generate the platform dependent output, guys. That's what to get the platform independent results, guys. Because the floating point calculations are varied from changed from OS to OS and processor to processor, it will generate the platform dependent output. To get the platform independent results, because Java is what type of language? Java is a platform independent, right? So irrespective of operating system, we have to get the same output, right? That's what here. If a method declared a strict FP, guys, if you take the void add method, if a method declared a strict FP, inside the method, guys, all floating point calculations. Inside the method, all floating point calculations will follow the rule. The rule will be the IEEE 754 standard, guys. So the processor will follow this standard to generate output. So your processor will follow the same standard. My processor also will follow the same standard. So you'll get the same output, right? Because you'll get the same output. If a method declared as a strict FP, the method follows the IEEE 754 standards, guys. If a class declared strict FP, if a class declared as a strict FP, inside the class, because inside the class, all methods will follow the strict FP rules, right? Guys, the point is clear. Yeah, if a method declared a strict FP, method follows the rules, guys. If a class declared a strict FP, inside the method, all the class, inside the class, all the methods will follow the strict FP rules, right? Yeah, that is basically like strict FP modifier, guys. Strict to floating point. The floating point calculations will follow the IEEE 754 standard, right? Guys, the floating point calculations will follow the IEEE 754 standards. Yeah, good guys. If you have the theory points here, the floating point, okay, the floating point calculations are changed from changed or varied from OS to OS and OS to OS and OS to OS and processor to processor, right? Processor to what? Processor. The floating point calculations are varied from OS to OS and processor to processor, guys. It will generate. It will generate what? Platform dependent or independent output. Platform dependent output, right? Platform dependent output, guys. Okay. It will generate the platform dependent output, guys. To overcome above problem, the second point is what? To overcome above problem, to get the to overcome above problem, to get the platform what? Independent result, guys. So you have to get the platform independent results. Use which modifier, guys? Here, strict FP modifier. Strict FP modifier. Okay, good. The third point is like strict FP modifier is applicable to strict FP modifier is applicable to, tell me guys, it is applicable to methods and classes. Methods comma classes. Okay, good. Number 3 is like if a method declared a strict FP, if a method declared as a strict FP, guys. Because if method declares strict FP, if a method declares strict FP, inside the method, all floating point calculations will follow which rules, guys? Follow IEEE 754 standard, right? Every processor will follow the same standards, will generate the same output, guys. Is that clear now? Good. Last point is what? If a class declared strict FP, if a class declared as what? Guys, class declared as strict FP, inside the class, tell me guys, inside the class, all methods will follow the same rules, right? Inside the class, all methods will follow the inside the class, all methods will follow the IEEE 754 standards, right? Yeah, that is information, guys. Guys, strict FP is clear. If a method declares strict FP, inside the method, floating point calculations, guys, is all about the floating point calculations. It follows strict to floating point calculations. It means what? Any processor will follow the same standards, generate the same output, right? Guess generates what? Same output, right? If a method declares strict FP, inside the method, all the method inside the class. If a class declares strict FP, inside the class, all methods will follow for the IEEE 754 standard, right? That's called strict FP modifier, guys. Guys, are you clear now? Good. Yes, we know like public modifier to give permission. Static means like static method directly access. Final methods means we cannot override. Strict F means what? The method of floating point calculations will follow such rule, guys. IEEE 754 standard, right? Exactly. Yes, next one is the synchronizer methods. A synchronizer I'll do practically as part of multi-threading concept, guys. I will do practically as part of multi-threading concept, but theoretically I'll give some points here. Synchronizer modifier is applicable for only methods, guys. A synchronizer modifier it is applicable for only methods, guys. It is applicable to only methods. Okay, methods, guys. Yes, there are two types of methods basically. Okay, so there are two types of methods. What are the two types? You know, one is a synchronizer method. Yes, one is what? One is a non-synchronizer method. Non-synchronizer method. The second one is what? A synchronizer method, guys. Guys, non-synchronizer method and what? Second one is the synchronizer method, right? Exactly. Because by default, when you declare the method void add method, this is by default non-synchronized. Guys, this method is by default non-synchronized. So basically, in multi-threading, guys, in multi-threading, every thread is nothing but one process. Yes, every thread is nothing but one task, basically. If every thread is a task, every thread is a task, in that case, if every thread is a task means, assume like I have three threads, guys. I created like three threads, T1 thread, T2 thread, and a T3 thread. Total three threads are there. If you met, I'll do practically as per the multi-threading concept, because definitely multi-threading level, I'll create the multiple threads. I can access the synchronized methods, I can access the non-synchronized method. If the method is non-synchronized method, at a time multiple threads can access this method, guys. At a time T1 can execute this code, T2 can execute this code, T3 can execute this code. So if a method is non-synchronized method means how many threads can access? Guys, one thread can access, multiple threads can access. Definitely multiple threads can access, right? Guys, multiple threads can access. Multiple threads can access means definitely performance is increased, right? Because three threads running at a time, definitely performance is increased, right? Performance is increased, guys. But it is a thread safe or not means definitely there is no thread safe. Thread safety means what? Only one thread is running means okay. It's safe to the thread, right? Multiple threads are running at a time means some cases we got the unexpected results also, guys, because T1 thread is trying to modify, T2 thread is trying to modify the data, T3 thread is trying to modify the data, then it gets some unexpected output, right? Yeah, that's what, guys. Like, see, most of the cases it is non-synchronized only because to allow to access the multiple threads, guys. Guys, non-synchronized methods means how many threads can access, guys? Multiple threads can access. Multiple threads are operating on this method means definitely performance is increased, guys. But thread safe or not means thread safe or not means not a thread safe, right? It's not a thread safe, guys. Good. Guys, what about synchronizer method? Guys, in front of the method void multiplication I taken. In front of the method I declared which modifier here? Synchronizer modifier, right? Guys, in front of the method I can take like a synchronizer modifier. Then this method is called which method, guys? Simply synchronizer method. Yes, in front of the method you can declare synchronizer modifier. This is called synchronizer method, guys. If a method is synchronized means how many threads with you total? Guys, how many threads with you total? Three threads, right? If three threads, guys, if it is a synchronizer method means only one thread is allowed to access. Okay. Guys, synchronizer means how many threads allowed to access? Only one thread is allowed to access. Multiple threads are only one thread is allowed to access. Only one thread yeah, only one thread can access at a time, right? First T1 thread can execute this code, guys. Remaining two threads has to wait. Guys, remaining two threads has to wait. Then T2 thread get the chance. When the T2 thread get the chance, the T3 thread has to wait. Then T3 thread will get the chance, right? Exactly, guys. So only one thread can access. Only one thread can access at a time, right? Only one thread can access at a time, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, only one thread is accessing at a time means performance increased or decreased? Yes, definitely performance is increased or decreased?
Decreased.
Only one thread means remaining three threads has to wait, right? Definitely performance is decreased, right? Performance is what? Performance is what? Decrease, right? Exactly, guys. Is thread safe or not thread safe? Definitely it is a thread safe, right? Because only one thread is running, right? Yes, definitely it is a thread safe. Thread safe means you're getting proper results, guys. Proper results, definitely. Good, guys. So strict floating point, guys. The floating point calculations will follow the IEEE 754 standards. If a method declared strict F means method follows the rules. If a class declared strict F means inside the class all methods will follow the same rules, right? Inside the class all methods will follow the same rules, guys. What about synchronizer, guys? How many threads can access it at a time?
Only one thread.
Synchronized means what? Only one thread, right? There are two types of methods: synchronized methods and non-synchronized methods. Synchronized methods means synchronized method means only one thread can access. Non-synchronized method means you can access multiple threads can access, right? Guys, non-synchronized method means multiple threads can access, right? Yeah, that is information, guys. Good. Yeah, that is the theory points about your methods, like main method, guys. Can you do some practical points? The point one is like on the main method total, how many modifiers applicable, guys? What are the modifications on main method? So public is applicable, static is applicable, final, okay, strict FP, strict FP. Next one is what? Strict FP, synchronized is applicable, right? Exactly, guys. So public static void, public static final strict FP synchronized void main, and you can take the string dot dot dot, and here you can take any name, right? Can I take the Ratan here? Yeah, variable name can be anything, right? Exactly. The system dot out dot printer and off. So this is main method definitely. Guys, this is the main method, right? Exactly. You simply can run this code. So Java C, the application is called what? Test.java, right? Code is compiled fine, definitely. Code is compiled fine, code is executed fine. So no problem, guys. We got the output like this is the main method, right? Guys, don't think like main method is a fixed syntax. So this main number of modifications allowed in main method, right? Guys, first case is clear. These are the modifications on what the main method. Guys, modifications on main method. This is example one. Guys, if we take the example two now. If we take the example two, because I have a class parent class is there. Parent class contains main method, public static void main method, and you can take the string array args, open brace, close the brace. Guys, here the system dot out dot println. Here this you can write the message like this is like parent main method. Guys, you can take the class child class, child extends which class here parent class, right? Child extends the parent class, guys. Yeah, child extends the parent class. Now we can have the child main method is there. Because parent class contains parent main, child class contains the child main, right? Exactly. Because parent class contains parent main, child class contains child main. Okay. In this case, if you compile application, code is compiled, guys. Because after compilation, how many class files are generated total? Because after compilation, how many class files? 2 class files. If I execute the if I execute the parent class, then what is the output now? Parent main, right? If I execute the child class, means what is the output now? If I execute the child class, what is the output now? Child main, right?
Main only.
Here, child class also contains main method, right? Child class also contains main.
Right, sir.
Yeah, child class contains main method means it will execute the child class main, right? Exactly, guys. But see here, I remove this line, guys. If I remove this line, now we can compile this code. Definitely code is compiled fine. If you execute the parent class means what? Parent class contains definitely main method. Parent class contains main method means what happened? Parent main will be executed, right? Because if you execute the child class, then what happened? Now child class contains any main method now? There is no main method. Child class, there is no main method means then what happened, guys? Child class, there is no main. Child class, there is no main method means you'll get the error message or it will execute the parent class main. Guys, please respond. Child class, there is no main, right? Child class, there is no main means what happened here?
Parent.
You'll get the error message or you'll execute the parent class main. Usman.
Will execute the parent one.
I think, sir, it will give an error.
Yeah, there is no error, Usman. It will execute the parent main. Because first it will check the main method in the child class. Child class does not contain any main method, so that parent class main will be executed, right? It means the child class can acquire the
Parent
there's
class
a
property.
child. Yeah, exactly.
Main method.
Exactly. The child class can inherit the child class. Tell me guys, the child class can inherit inherit
class
what?
property.
Parent class main method, right? Right? The child class can inherit what? Parent class main method, right? That's example true. Guys, example 3. What do you mean overloading? Guys, what do you mean overloading? Guys, can we overload the main method?
Yes.
Can we overload the main method? Overloading means what? Same method name? Same method name but different number of arguments.
Argument.
Or it may be same number of arguments but different types, right? Here I took the main method of int string array. main method of integer, main method of character. Guys, these three methods are first of all overload methods or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, these three methods are overload methods or not means definitely yes, right? Yeah, definitely these three methods are what? Overloaded methods, right? Exactly, guys. Because definitely we can overload the main method, guys. Even though if you overload the main method, but JVM calls which method? JVM can call only string array main method, right?
Yes.
Because it is possible to overload the main method. Even though if you are overload the main method, JVM can call which method, guys? Yeah. The JVM can call what? String main method, right? In this case, what's the output now?
Main method. Int main method.
Main method, I mean
Char
string
main
main
method.
method, then int main method, then char main method.
So string main, after the string main, you are calling main of 100. Main of 100 means what happens here? Int main execute, right?
Int main.
After
Yes.
int main, it will execute like
Main.
char main,
Char
right?
main.
So int main, char main. So it says that it is possible to overload which method, guys? Here, main method, right?
Main method.
Even if you overload the main method, string main, int main, char main, guys. Yes, it is possible to overload the main method, but JVM always calls which main method means string main method, right? Exactly, guys. Yes, very clear note. So it is possible to overload the main method. It is possible to overload the main method, guys. It is possible to overload the main method. Yeah, it is possible to overload the main method, guys. But JVM always call. But JVM will call. JVM will call which method, guys? But JVM will call which method, guys? String array main method, right? String array main method, guys. Sorry, clear. The example 3 is clear, right? Yes, first case is just we are doing some modifications on main method. Okay, this is the signature of the main method, right? Second example is like the child class can inherit the parent class main method. And the third case is like it is possible to overload the main method, but it is possible to overload the main method, guys. But JVM always calls what? JVM always calls what? String array main method, right? Exactly. Yes, case 4, can we override main method? Can we override main method? Yes, can we override main method?
We can't override.
Yeah,
No,
because main
exam.
it's not possible to override main method, right? Because main is a static method, right? Static
Yes.
methods can you override?
Method hiding.
No. Can you override the main method means no, because main method is what?
Static.
Main method is a static, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, 4 examples are clear. 1, 2, 3, 4. First example is like modifications on main method. Second example is like child class can inherit the parent class main. Third example like it is possible to override the main method. And the fourth example is like can we override the main method means no, because the main method is which method is here? Static method, right? Because main is a static method, guys. That's it. Next one is like we'll discuss about the command line arguments, guys. What do you mean command line arguments means? The arguments we are passing at runtime to the application. Because at runtime you want to give some input to the application. At runtime we are passing the arguments, guys. Those are called command line arguments basically. Guys, the arguments you are passing at runtime to the application, those are called what? Command line arguments, guys. And remember, like all the command line arguments are stored in the string array. Okay, this is a string array to store the command line arguments. Guys, the arguments are passing at runtime to the application. Guys, what do you make command line arguments here? The first point is what? The arguments are passing at runtime to the application, right? To the application, right? Exactly, guys. So the second point is what? All the command arguments where it is stored, guys. All the command line arguments are stored in what? String array, right? String array means in the form of which format, guys? Definitely in the form of what? In the form of the string, right? In the form of the string, guys. Guys, while giving the command line arguments, guys, the command line argument separated the space. Okay, the command line argument, the command line argument separator is what? Separator is what? Space, right? Exactly, guys. Because you got the clarity, right? The arguments you are passing at runtime to the application. It's called command arguments, guys. All command arguments where it is stored, guys, they are stored in the string array in the form of the string, right? The command argument separator is what? A space, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, in this case, here, all the command arguments are stored in the string array. I want to find out length of that arguments first of all. The system.out.println args.length variable is there. Okay, to find out how many arguments you are passing, right? Guys, to find how many arguments you are passing. Guys, next one, I want to print the first argument. The system.out.println. You can write the args of what? Args of 0, right? First argument, guys. Args of 0 is the first argument. Args of 1 is the second argument. Args of 0 plus, tell me guys, args of 0 plus what? Args of 1, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, are you clear now? Let me run this code. So compilation code is compiled fine, guys, syntax error checking and all. But command line arguments definitely we have to pass at runtime. Runtime Java class is called test class, guys. Give the space here. By the space here, you can give the command line arguments, right? So I give the arguments like 10, 6, 9, 20, 30. Tell me guys, how many arguments I'm passing total here?
5.
How many arguments you are passing? 10, 6, 9, 20, 39, right? Total 5 arguments, right? What is the first argument, guys?
10.
Argument is 10, second argument is what? 6, right?
6.
What the addition of 2 arguments? 10 plus 6?
16.
Yes, 10 plus 6 means what is the output?
16.
10 plus 6, 16. Guys, where these arguments are stored?
String array.
These are stored in the string array, right? Yeah, string array means which is stored in which format? Integer format or string format?
String format.
String format.
It will concatenate 10, 1, 10, 6.
String format means it will do addition operation or concatenation operation? It will
Concatenation.
do concatenation, right? Then 10 plus 6 means whatever the output gets here, we'll get the 10, 6, right? 106. Yeah. Yes, length is 5. First argument is 10. Second argument is 6. Addition of 2 arguments is what? 10, 6, right? 106, guys. But sir, first argument I want to convert into the integer format. Guys, to convert the string into integer format, we have like one method like integer dot. We have the method like parseInt method, guys. Integer dot parseInt of which argument you have to convert args of 0, right? Integer dot parseInt args of 0 we are converting which format, guys? Integer format, right? Integer you can take the number 1, guys. The second value I want to convert it to the double format. Then how? Okay, to convert the double format, double dot you can write the parse double, right? Double dot parse double of args of 1. Because if it is a byte format means parse byte. Float means parse float. Very clear now. Good. Then it returns which value is definitely double num2, right? Double num2 value. That's it. So args of 0 we are converting which format? Yes, args of 0 we are converting which format? Integer format. Integer dot parseInt. Args of 1 we are converting which format? Double format, right? Double dot what? Parse double, right? Yeah, double dot parse double, guys. System dot out dot println of system dot out dot println of what? Num1 plus num2, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, now we can compile this code. Code is compiled, and you can execute this code. Java tester. Again, the argument like this. This case, what the output, guys? Tell me. Length is 5. Args of 0 is 10. Args of 1 is like 6. Addition of 2 arguments like 106. But after converting 10 plus 6.0, then 16.0 is output, right? Last line.
Yes.
Guys, 16.0, right? Exactly. Guys, this is the way how can we take the command line arguments, guys. The command line argument separator is what?
Space.
Guys, command line argument is separator is what? Space, right? Exactly. Guys, any questions?
No.
Guys, any questions, please?
Sir, I have a question regarding the scanner class. I mean, we also take arguments using scanner class, and after compilation, I mean, after running the class, I mean, after compiling and running the class, we start giving the arguments. Okay, so what is that is also a runtime. I mean, my question is that is also a runtime. So what's the difference, exact difference between these? command line and that
This is the
scanner
array
class.
format, right? This is
Okay.
array format means at a time you can give how many arguments? I given 6 arguments, right?
Okay.
But in the scanner means we don't have that option like to give the multiple values. And
But sir, that is also a runtime, na?
definitely the runtime only.
Okay.
That is runtime also. Okay, good. The second example you can see small observation
So,
here. Second example. What sir?
so is there any parse char?
Parse?
Cat.
Parse here
Character.
we don't. No. If we give the character, if we give the character, if we by default it is taken as string format, right? String to char conversion is available, but to char array is there actually. There's a different option, okay?
Okay,
That I
sir.
will tell you as part of string manipulations, okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
The string manipulations, I will tell you how to convert your string into the character format, okay? Good. Yeah, this example you can check it, guys. Java C test.java code is compiled fine. So Java, I'll give it like class test. I'll give the arguments like core Java and Ratan, guys. This case, what's the output now? Again, the core Java and Ratan, right? 2 arguments I give it. Core Java Ratan means what happened? We got the outputs like core Java Ratan, right? Exactly. But see, guys, here my core Java is 1 argument only. Guys, my core Java is one argument only. But I want to give the space here. Because once if you give the space, then what happened here? It is taken as 1 argument or 2 arguments.
2 arguments.
It is taken as a 2 arguments, right? Exactly, guys. If you run this code, core and we'll get the Java, right? Exactly. But what is my requirement here? The core Java is 1 argument only, but I want to give the space, right? Then how? Yes, if you want to give the 1 argument with the space, then you can take that argument in the double quotes, guys, simply. Now you can put the double quotes, then it is completely taken as a what? Core Java is 1 argument format, right? Exactly, guys. Because if you want to give the space in command and argument, yes, if you want to give what space in command argument, take that argument in the
Quote. Double.
double quotes, right? Exactly. Yes, to give the space in command and argument. Yes, to give the space in what command line argument. To give the space in command argument, take that argument. Take that argument in double quotes, right? Within what double quotes, right? Guys, take that argument within the double quotes or not? That's information. That's the command argument basically. And the last concept, guys, you can go for the variable argument concept. That's what the concept name here, variable argument, right? Because if you take the variable argument concept, yes, variable argument concept. Yeah, variable argument means what the concept is string dot, right? 3 dots we have to take. Because coming to the variable argument here, it allows the method to take any number of values, guys. Yes, it allows the method to take what any number of values. For example, here I taken the void m1 is there. Here I took the int dot is there. Int dot. So how many dots gets total here? 3 dots, right? Exactly. Yes, it allows the method to take any number of values basically. Any number of values means, see, for example, here I can write the message like good morning. Okay. I want to call that method. To call that method, create the object guess test t equal new test. We are calling t.m1. Because here I'm passing any arguments now. There is no arguments, right? But int dot can take the 0 arguments also, guys. Even it can call the 0 arguments also, right? Exactly. Now we can compile this code. Code is compiled fine. Java the class is which class, guys? Here test class. We got the good morning is output, right? Yeah, it allows the method to take the 0 arguments and 1 argument or 2 arguments. T.m1 of what? Even you can pass the 1 argument, no problem. Or you can write the T.m1 of 10, 20, 2 arguments. Or you can pass the T.m1 of 10, 20, 30. Guys, here first case 0 arguments, next case 1 argument, next case 2 arguments, next case 3 arguments, right? These all cases, if you compile the code is compiled fine, code executed fine, right? Is how many times the my good morning is executed total?
4 times.
4 times means what, guys? It allows the method to take one argument, like zero arguments or more than like multiple arguments, right? Very clear. No? But here we
Yeah.
have to pass the same type of arguments, guys.
4 arguments, 5 arguments also take. I thought
Yeah, it
start
can take it can take any number of arguments of same type, integer type only.
Okay, so it's dot is referenced for infinity.
Sorry.
In the dot is the void m1 in dot triple dot you have provided, right? That for meaning is infinite, right? Infinite.
Yeah, dot means what? Dot, right? Generally, when we have infinite numbers, we are writing dot, etc.
That
Right?
dot means I thought 3 dot means 3 arguments only. Up to 3
No, it's not like that. No, cool. Don't like 3 dots means 3 arguments. Dot, like that, n number of values you can pass. Even if you want, you can pass the t dot m1 of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, something like this. I am passing the 6 arguments, right? Then almost all, how many times the code executed means? Yeah, see the 5 times code executed, right?
Sir,
Wait.
sir, is this an array of int type where we can pass any number of arguments?
Array means if expecting array, yeah, just like that array only. Guess you try to, okay, we can today I will take some assignment. You understood the context, right? Int dot means it allows the method to take any number of values. Any number of values means what? It may be 1 value, 2 value, 3 values, 4 values. Any number of values it is taking, right? The question is like, if it is taking like any number of values, the question is like, yeah, string dot means what? It allows the method to take what? To take what? Any number of values, right? To take any number of values, guys. Okay, this is example 1. But my question is, you understood this example clearly, this is fine, but my question is like example 2, you can do some assignment, guys. Assignment, what is assignment? You know, void m1 means what happened here? Into dot, it allows the method like one value or multiple values, right? Exactly. The same m1 method is there. I take an integer array, some a is there. Even array also can take the 1 value, 2 value, 3 value, like multiple values, right? Okay, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then what is the difference? Definitely we have some minor differences there, guys. You try to Google it and try to get the answer for this question. Okay, good.
Okay.
So here also it allows the method to take the multiple values, right? Here also array means what? It allows the method to take the multiple values, right? It allows the method to take the multiple values, right? Exactly. Then what is the difference here?
Okay.
Is it clear now?
Yes.
Example. Just 1 second, please. 1 second. Yes, example 3, like, okay, along with the variable argument, guys, it is possible to take the normal arguments also. Guys, along with the variable argument, it is possible to take what? Normal argument, guys. See, guys, example. Along. Yes, if we take the character ch now, along with the variable argument, I take a normal argument, right? So normal argument is mandatory argument, guys. Okay, normal argument is mandatory argument, right? A is there, B is there, okay, C we can pass. Definitely these values are sufficient here. So fine, guys. Guys, this case, what happened here? So just we can print the normal argument first. Guys, normal argument is what? CH, right? Guys, but A contains one value or multiple values. First case A contains the zero values. Second case A contains one value. Third case A contains the two values. And the fourth case A contains the three values, right? Like that, guys. So A contains one value or multiple values. Definitely A contains what? A contains what? Multiple values, right? Exactly. So to print that multiple values, guys, can I use for each loop here? So colon, right hand side is A, left hand side is A is what type of data? Integer data, right? Integer A, guys, simply. Then you can print the data, the system dot out dot printer, you know, you can make the A, right? Yes or no? That's it. Just you can write the print statement, the system dot out dot printer, you know, you can make some stars. This means first every iteration value, every method calling was output, okay, to check the data. Yes, you can compile this code. Code is compiled fine, code executed fine. Guys, first case we have only A is there because only normal argument is there, right? Second case, one normal argument, one variable argument. Third case, one normal argument, two variable arguments. Fourth case, one normal argument and what? Three variable arguments, right? Exactly. So then what is the conclusion, guys? Along with the variable arguments, yes, example number 3. Along with the variable arguments, tell me guys, along with the variable arguments, it is possible to take the it is possible to take what? Normal arguments, right? Exactly, guys. Good. Guys, example 4, if you see, along with the variable arguments, you can pass a normal argument, it's fine. But see, guys, I taken the two characters h dot 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 chars dot 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 also I taken here. Guys, then this is valid or invalid now? Guys, then this is valid or invalid? Guys, this is valid or invalid means it definitely is invalid, guys, because the method allows only one variable argument, guys. Yes, method allows how many variable arguments? Method allows only one variable argument, guys. That should be the last argument, basically. Guys, method allows how many variable arguments? Method allows the only one variable argument, right? That should be the last argument of the method, right? Then code is compiled, not compiled means definitely code is not compiled, guys. The conclusion is clear. Example 4. The method allows only one variable argument, guys. The method allows only one variable argument, guys. That should be the last argument of the method, right? Last argument of the method, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, the method allows only one variable argument. That should be the last argument of the method, right? That should be the last argument of the method, guys. That's what that case is invalid, right? Exactly. Guys, you can see these cases once. If we check these cases once, yeah. Guys, first case is valid or invalid now? I think first case is valid, right? And second case is valid or invalid means invalid. Why? Guys, second case is invalid. Why? Variable argument should be the last. Yeah, third case is also invalid because two variable arguments are not allowed. I think fourth case is valid because one variable argument is allowed. That should be the last argument. Fifth case also valid, guys, because fifth case also valid because that should be the last argument, right? And sixth case is invalid, guys, because taking the two variable arguments, right? So Method allows how many variable arguments means only one variable argument,
One.
guys. Method allows only one variable argument. That should be the
Yeah.
should be the last argument, right?
Ratan sir,
Exactly. Yeah, tell me.
considering the second method M2, where we have int. Suppose there is int a and the second is int dot 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 b.
Yeah,
So will that case be a valid one?
yeah, valid, because in that case, void, can I write there is a last case M7? Because M7, if we take like void M7, it is having the integer a into dot 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 a dot 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 something like b. That this is valid or invalid means definitely valid, no problem, right? Because one argument is mandatory. It means first value we have to pass. Okay. Even if you are passing the 10, 20, 30 means what happened? 10 is taken as a by default normal argument. Remaining 2 values are taken as a variable argument.
Okay.
Okay. Then definitely it's a valid case, no problem. Good. And next one is the case 5. Yes, case 5, you tell me the answer for this code. I have one normal argument is there, one variable argument is there. If you have the normal argument and variable argument, normal argument is like into dot 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 a. Variable argument is like into dot 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 a. Normal argument means what, integer a, right? I'm passing 10, guys, here simply. If I'm passing 10 means, then what happened here? If I'm passing the 10, I think variable argument can take the 10, right? Normal argument also can take the 10, right?
Yes.
Both can take the 10, right? If both can take the 10 means, then what happened, guys? Is that any priority goes to anyone or you'll get error message?
Priority to normal.
Yeah, if application contains both variable argument and normal argument, then the priority goes. Yes, definitely the priority goes to variable argument is the normal argument is the priority definitely goes to normal argument, guys. Yes, if application contains variable argument and normal argument, then the priority goes to which argument, guys? Normal argument, right? Exactly. There is a case number 5, guys. If the application contains, tell me, this application contains what? Contains variable argument and
Normal
normal types, normal argument. It will execute which type, guys? Normal argument, right? Exactly, execute normal argument. That's the case, okay? Good. Yes, last example, example number 6. If we take the last example, yes, if we take the last example, first one is into dot 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 is there. Let me print the data. To print the data, let me use the for each loop column. Right hand side is a values I want to print. Left hand side is a what type of data is integer type of data. Then system dot system dot out dot println of I can print a, right? Exactly. The second one you can take the m1 only. So, but here I taken the different argument like boolean argument, guys. Boolean dot 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 b I taken. If we take the boolean dot 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 b value, then again I'm printing the data using for each loop. Right hand side is b, left hand side is b is what type of data? Boolean type of data. Boolean, we can take some temporary variable bb. Temporary variable you can take any name, guys, not exactly bb, right? Okay. The system dot out dot println of what? System dot out dot println of what? Just I'm printing the bb, right? Exactly, guys. Guys, in this case, tell me if I call t dot m1 10, 20, 30 means what happened? Which method executed now? First method executed, right?
Yes.
Guys, first method executed. T dot m1 if I'm passing like true, true, false, true means which one is executed now? Second one executed, right? Yes, t dot m1 of 10, 20, 30 means first one executed. True, false, true means second one is executed, right? Exactly. If you want, you can compile this code. Code is compiled, code execute, right? 10, 20, 30, true, false, true, right? Exactly. But now see, guys, if I pass the t dot m1 of 0 arguments, in this case, what happened here? Now this case variable argument is both methods can take the zero arguments, right?
Yes.
Yes, previous example variable argument is there, normal argument is there, priority goes to which argument? Priority goes to the normal argument. But now it's both are variable argument, right? Yeah, both are variable argument means then what happened is then definitely what is compile not compile means definitely not compile, right? It's saying like reference to M1 is ambiguous, right? Guys, reference to M1 is what? Reference to M1 is what? Ambiguous, right? Exactly, because both methods are matched, right? Both methods are matched, guys. Guys, are it clear now? Yeah, there's information about your main method, guys. We done with the main method. Guys, first we see the syntax of main method. Next one, modifications on main method, modifiers on main method, and some examples about the main method, and the command and arguments we discussed, and string dot dot, right? Variable argument concept, right? Exactly. Yes, you try to check these all the points. Guys, today I have some other I have some work, urgent work, guys. Today no, there is no advanced Java class. Tomorrow I'll take the class, guys. So for the class notes link here, Java 10 a.m.
9 a.m.
Java 9 a.m. Java is a password. Yeah, method overriding is completed. This is about the main method, right? Just you can check the main method, guys. Public static void main. Yeah, guys, today no, there's no advanced Java class. We'll meet in tomorrow class. I'll continue, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Guys, advanced Java